So this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, you can go check it out. I will put it in the comments, or it'll be up here if I have the time to do so. A lot of you, that's it. Like, he's been giving us message. Like me, I feel all kinds of way because I haven't been able to continue what I'm doing. The posting and continue, because I know that I understand, we understand the algorithm, right? And then asking people to please share, to, you know, help us out here. And he kept saying, patience, innocence. And that was yesterday. I was like, the teacher called innocent. Like, I almost cried. Like, it was a training where I'm doing this training for 2 weeks, and 6 to 10 every day, and it's intense, right? And then this substitute called innocence. I was just like, you did not just did that. And he was an amazing person, by the way. Like, he taught us tricks that I've never, like, you can tell that he has years of experience. So like a real caregiving kind of thing of how to treat different people from different sizes, different disabilities. Like, it was just like, I was just like, holy, and everything just and right. And the way he will maintain, and such a happy, joyful person too. Like, he will laugh at, even like there's an obnoxious person that we have to deal. And this person was maintaining the sovereignty, that you know, and then still being professional and teaching. Like, it was just, I was like, if innocence was a living being, it was that. You know. And then understanding, like, those people are innocent. That energy, I see it in anybody who is exposing the truth, that is telling the truth, that even exactly the, and most importantly, the people who are literally recording their abusers, what is doing to them, their family, their land, their, yeah. How are we okay with accepting that? That's it. When you lack spiritual knowledge, you lack courage. You lack bravery. You lack empathy. That's it. So this is why Father God keeps saying, understand that, mija. Understand that. Bisan, Jenan, like all these beautiful, like, they understand that because they not only lived it, like their family lived through those things for in the Nakba, or the 70, like 80 years of this. And then that one of them literally being in the location of the genocide and surviving and documenting it for a lot of you to make it stop.
You see this 4 pictures? It's a girl carrying a water of gallon, trying to carry it is too heavy for her because she have nobody, she had no father, she nobody, because occupation have and allowed them all. While she's carrying that heavy water of gallon of water, a drone, an Israeli drone, have targeted her, and you know the rest. And this video is for 𝓂𝓃Real, the person who kept yelling,
if America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
This is your allies. Your allies destroying kids, destroying lives, destroying homes, destroying lands, destroying every single humanity that exists on this earth. Is this the kind of ally you're proud to announce that they're your allies? Is this the kind of people that your Bible, your God, keep encouraging you to stay allies with them? Is that the kind of thing that you want to be known for?
The fact that there are already 50,000 dead in Gaza is necessary and required for future generations. There's no choice. They need a Nakba every now and then to feel the consequences. This is the former head of Israel's military intelligence, 𝓂𝓃Real, however the fuck you pronounce his name. By the way, I take people's name pronunciation very seriously, unless they're Nazis, in which case I talk like I go to wellness retreats in Calabasas. Anyway, Haliva over here is saying that the Palestinians need a Nakba every now and then to teach them a lesson. What's interesting about this is that Zionists have literally spent 77 years denying that the Nakba ever took place. In fact, their entire telling of history is based on the falsification of the Nakba narrative. Ilan Pappé talks about this, about how his historical awakening as an Israeli historian came around the same time that Israeli government documents were unsealed. And he's looking at all this shit where these Jewish paramilitaries during the Zionist conquest of Palestine are talking about all the shit that they did. And that's when his awakening happened. And for decades, these records are sealed. And for decades, up until this day, they're telling this false version of history. Not only in Israeli schools, but in mainstream Zionist Jewish schools across the globe, including the US. This is why you have unhinged American Zionists who, on the one hand, are human rights, equal rights, gay rights, civil rights. And then on the other hand, when Israel goes and exterminates 60,000 Palestinians, they're just like, oopsie, cannot compute. This is the cognitive dissonance, because for decades, they falsified this history. And then you have successive US administrations being like, yeah, we don't really care. You can do whatever you like. Obama administration hands off $30 billion. Joe Biden comes in and he is a fucking lunatic and an ideological Zionist. And then Israelis are like, oh, we can just own this narrative. We can just own our history of being blood-sucking leeches. We stole Palestine. We killed thousands of people. We displaced 750,000 people, and we'll do it again. That's what he's telling you. Every now and then, Palestinians need a Nakba to be taught a lesson. I have personal experience with this, bro, in a formal capacity, in a group setting, having dialogue with Zionists years ago. I'm sitting across this girl, one-to-one talking to her. I said the word Nakba, and she almost had a fucking seizure. She's like, please don't use that word. This is the indoctrination that they've done for 80 years of falsifying history. And now at this point, they realize that the world doesn't give a fuck. And the Palestinians have been telling you for decades about what was done to them, what is done to them on a daily basis. And you don't believe it until some guy like Haliva comes along and is like, actually, we genocided them. We're still genociding them. We'll do it again, and we'll do it till it's done. And you're not going to do shit about it.
Israel is so evil that it has a military unit dedicated to excusing atrocities. Notes from the edge of the narrative matrix. Israel is so fucking evil that it has a military unit dedicated to coming up with excuses for the IDF's atrocities. 972 reports that the IDF has a special unit it calls the Legitimization Cell, because it is tasked with finding justifications to legitimize the assassination of journalists and other war crimes for the purpose of public relations. Probably goes without saying, but if Israel was on the side of truth and morality, it would not have a military unit dedicated to manipulating the public narrative about actions which normal people would see as extremely evil. Israel. We can't allow Palestinian journalists to remain alive in Gaza because all the Palestinian journalists are Hamas. Western journalists. Okay, so let us in. That way there can be journalists documenting what's happening in Gaza who aren't Hamas. Israel. Long pause. No. I have never been less open to people with different opinions than I am with Gaza. I am simply correct, and if you disagree with me, you are wrong, and I hate you. I have alienated various readers and online factions over the years with the things I have written, but that has usually been unintentionally. Normally, I don't like to alienate people who resonate with my work. Gaza was the first time I've been happy to lose anyone who disagreed with me. It was like, you're leaving? Good. Get the fuck out. I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying, and if you don't like it, then I don't like you. If you don't leave, then I'll kick you out myself. I like to stay open to different perspectives, and I like to have people with different perspectives stay open to me. But Gaza is such an easy and obvious moral question that I stand nothing to gain from any contact with anybody who answers that question incorrectly. I've never been so fast and so confident in making enemies than I have over this issue. I'm nearly as impatient with people who haven't taken a forceful side on this. It's a sign of developing maturity to be able to see both sides of an issue, but it's a sign of further maturity to understand that just because you can see both sides doesn't mean you shouldn't take sides on important and relevant moral issues with a clear right side and wrong side. Stop fence-sitting on a genocide and grow the fuck up. Here's an NBC News headline. Starvation in Gaza divides many Jewish Americans. Images of starving children have caused what some call a rupture between supporters of Israel's offensive and opponents of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government. Comment from Caitlin. If one side is bothered by images of starving children and the other is not, it's not starvation that divides them. What divides them is normal human decency. If a guy tries to rob you or rape you or murder you, make sure you ask him his religion before trying to stop him, because you don't want to be accidentally anti-Semitic. Nothing creates support for Hamas more than Israel's actions in Gaza. Nothing creates hatred of Israel more than Israel's actions in Gaza. Nothing creates hatred of Jews more than Israel's actions in Gaza. Everything Israel's supporters complain most about is caused by Israel. The strongest argument that Israel is committing genocide is that all major human rights groups say it's genocide, including Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, and Israeli rights groups like B'Tselem, along with the overwhelming majority of genocide scholars and human rights experts. The debate is over. This is a settled matter. The Hasbara machine hasn't come up with a counter-argument for this. They hate it. Whenever I use it, they always try to push the debate in some other direction where they have a counter-argument they've been trained to regurgitate. But when I stick to the universal consensus among human rights groups, they always get mad and rage quit. It's so undignified how Western governments and news outlets keep talking about Israel's officially stated reasons for its actions in Gaza, like we don't all know they want to get rid of the Palestinians who live there and have been trying to get rid of them for generations. I love when I criticize Israel for something and someone goes, "Oh yeah, well America does that too." Like that's a defense. It's like, yes, those are both evil states who do evil things constantly, and they work in conjunction with each other and are not meaningfully separate. Yes. Being an ally of Israel or the United States is immoral for many reasons, but this is especially the case during their joint genocide project in Gaza. They should both be made pariah states. Start recognizing Palestinian humanity, and then maybe I'll take you seriously when you talk about recognizing a Palestinian state. Opposition to the Gaza Holocaust has always been led from the bottom up. It started with Palestinians documenting their own genocide. Then ordinary Westerners saw this and began opposing it. Then, slowly, the media and mainstream human rights organizations began following the leadership of the people and applying scrutiny to Israel's atrocities. And then, even more slowly, Western governments began feebly pushing back on Israel. This has all happened in response to widespread public outcry forcing the Western political media class to respond. The mass media cannot retain its legitimacy in the eyes of the public if it keeps churning out brazen genocide propaganda without ever scrutinizing Israel. Governments cannot retain the consent of the governed if they completely ignore a mass atrocity that the public cares deeply about. So they were forced to start moving, or else risk the public turning on them. The primary lesson here is that we must keep pushing this issue as hard as we can, because it's working. They can't ignore us anymore, and they're feeling the pressure. Their response has been painfully weak and inadequate, but it's infinitely more than we were seeing in the early months of the genocide. We need to keep hammering this thing. The second lesson here is that our leaders are not actually our leaders. We are leading them on the most important moral issue of our time, and they are following us. It is an absolute certainty that Western governments and media would be ignoring Gaza if the public had ignored it too. They definitely wanted us to ignore it, and for a long time it really seemed like they expected us to get exhausted and drop it. It wasn't until we made it clear that this isn't getting shuffled down the memory hole with the daily news churn that we really began to see things change. We are leading this dance, so we need to keep leading, keep driving, keep pushing. The louder our voices get, the more movement we see from them. So don't stop.
Is racism a mental illness? Vice News recently asked this question, so I read the article, then I made the mistake of reading the comments, and I thought, if it is an illness, it's the type people choose to have. The comments are full of people saying they're not racist, they're just statistics enthusiasts, as if to say some crime data can prove a whole entire race is inherently violent. And they love to throw around per capita, which just means per person. You take the number of crimes and divide it by the amount of people that are in that group. They never calculate per capita police stops, per capita prosecutions, per capita poverty. The numbers end where they want them to end. And that is with black people being inherently criminal. But they're not even counting crimes. The FBI data they worship counts arrests. Not convictions, arrests. And to use their own logic, per capita, white men commit most of the mass shootings. They lead domestic terror attacks. And historically, they've led so many genocides and lynched thousands of people in American history. Less than 100 years ago, thousands of white people would come out on a regular basis to watch a black person be lynched and burn them and literally eat body parts and pass them around like souvenirs. If we applied their logic, we would say whiteness is a predicator of violence, but we don't because it's ridiculous. Unless, of course, the target is black. So no, I don't think history supports racism as a mental illness, but it does support it as a method, a system, and ignorance, many times willful, which is the most dangerous kind of stupidity because it thinks it's smart.
Someone want to explain what the hell is going on here? Why isn't this the top story of every single media outlet? Why isn't every single politician screaming from the rooftops about this? The executive director of Israel's National Cyber Directorate was arrested in Las Vegas in a child predator ring sting. He worked under Netanyahu, so he was allowed to go back to Israel without trial. The Israeli government lied and said he wasn't actually arrested. Then what the fuck is this? So this Israeli guy, who's one of the top officials under Netanyahu for national cyber security for the Israeli regime and AI for defense, is a child predator. American media is totally ignoring this. How much you want to bet Aaron Parnas is not going to cover this? Nevada's Internet Crime Against Children Task Force helmed an operation which resulted in the arrest of Alexandrovich and 7 other men in the city of Henderson, which is near Las Vegas. All the suspects believed they were meeting minors when the undercover officers instead confronted and arrested them. So Nevada officials actually did all the work to do this sting on this guy, on this Israeli cybersecurity official, Tom Alexandrovich, arrested him, charged him, he made bail, and then he fled the country to the Israeli regime. And then the Israeli regime said it was no big deal and lied and said that he wasn't charged. Why did the Trump administration allow this to happen? Where's Pam Bondi? I saw this meme last night before I even knew this story. But it's literally that. Pam Bondi's spending her time going after some random guy who threw a Sammy at a police officer. But you don't have anything to say about this? You don't have anything to say about this, Pam Bondi, Attorney General Pam Bondi. Where's the Trump administration? Where are you, MAGA? I thought you guys cared about this. No, not only are you not getting the Epstein list, they're actively, currently helping predators escape the country. Maybe you guys should ask them why that is and why no one's talking about it.
When people say I don't look at what's happening politically because I care about my mental health, the problem with that is not that there is any issue with taking a break from social media or going outside and touching grass or being more connected to what's happening around you. The problem is that we are detaching our sense of what self-care means from the entire biosphere of aliveness. We think that there is such thing as self-love and self-care that is disentangled from loving all of the systems of life that we are part of. There is this saying, I need my cup to be full in order for me to help others. But you are not a cup. A cup is an object that is meant to be filled and emptied. You're a creature that is intimately plugged in, interconnected, intermingled, interpenetrated by all kinds of forces, by all kinds of living systems. Your sustenance is inseparable from the sustenance of your ecosystem. Do you think this tree is able to thrive outside of a thriving ecosystem? What do you think would happen if we all start shifting our thinking in this way? And instead of thinking, how can I take care of myself in an individual sense, instead think, what are my needs? And how can I take care of these needs in the same movement that I take care of the needs of the ecosystems that I depend on for life? People who center Palestine in everything that we are fighting for and against understand this, because they understand that what's happening out there is inseparable from what's happening right here. The same ecological catastrophes that are enacted over there are going to affect all of us. The same war tech that is being tested over there is going to be used against all of us to ensure compliance. The same surveillance. The same sense of white supremacy and expansionism and domination that are at the foundations of racial capitalism are touching every one of us everywhere. And so if we want to not just fight against it, but also build something different, build something outside of the control of a state and outside of the logics of capital, we have to start thinking about care in a biospheric sense, in a more collective sense. Any form of care, from therapeutic modalities to how you are making a living, to what you are creating, to how you do relationships and love, everything. Everything, how you do your activism and politics, how you structure systems of governance and decision making, or how you design urban planning and build your houses and grow food, whatever, everything. And that is a massive shift that we have to do in our thinking. As always, much love. Free Palestine, and may our lives be an offering at the altar of creation.
I'm going to make this quick and important video because I don't have much time for editing, so I'm going to speak straight from the heart. This is about the UNGA resolution prospect on uniting for peace to get a military intervention to stop the Gaza genocide. You're about to be conned by the UNGA, and I want to explain this because not everyone has the experience that I've had at the UNGA. I used to lobby for resolutions at the General Assembly and have spoken to diplomats in 95% of countries in the world and have been in the room when these things are happening. So I want to tell you how it works so you know the mechanics and why you're about to be conned. When a resolution happens, it's often led by one or two ministers from countries that call each other and say, we should table a resolution on this at the United Nations General Assembly. Okay, so you might have a country like South Africa or Colombia, some states from the Hague Group, or even the state of Palestine saying, let's get this resolution to happen. They call their friends and they build a group of states that are the core group, their immediate friends and allies. And they say, okay, what do we want this resolution to look like? And they start high, right? They say, okay, we want there to be a military intervention to stop the genocide. They will specify that it's a genocide, to break the siege, to deliver aid, to enforce international law for the evacuation of Israelis in compliance with the previous UNGA resolution, right? So they start high. Now, they only got about 15, 20 states max at this point. And then they realize in order to bring on a wider group of states, they need to start consulting. At some point, one of those is going to go to a state like Spain, all right? Spain has recognized the state of Palestine. Now, if Spain gets consulted and Spain says, well, you know, I don't know if the rest of the Europeans are going to support it at this level. So, you know, of course I agree with you, but I don't know if France is going to agree with you. So let me go talk to France. France comes along and says, well, I don't think the Americans are going to support this and we need to keep them on our side, right? Remember, these guys all hang out with each other. They go for restaurants. They go play golf with each other and they want to be friends. And so the French goes to the American guy and says, what do you think? And the American guy says, look, if I'm going to be honest, if any of you guys do this, Trump is going to bash you guys. There's going to be sanctions. Look, that's the reality. France goes back to Spain and says, I can't sign up to this. It's bad news, right? Spain goes back to the Hague Group and says, look, it's a no-goer. We're going to have to reduce the text, right? So it gets reduced and the wording gets lost and it becomes something like a stabilization force at best, right? And that is actually the words used by France and Saudi Arabia. Stabilization force. Stabilize what? Stabilize the apartheid, stabilize the occupation, stabilize the very conditions that brought around the fucking genocide? No, right? But the Hague Group are confused at this point because they're thinking, shit, we've only got 20 states. If we're going to get to 60 or 70, then we're going to start having play politics with these guys. Slowly by slowly, the whole thing is robbed of any meaning. There is only one thing that can stop that from happening. And that is when the alternative is worse, right? France will only sign up to something that is compromising for them if the alternative is worse, right? That is the only way to actually have political leverage over states like France and Spain and the UK. You need to scare them. You need to think they don't give a fuck about Palestinians. They never gave a shit about Palestinians. They're just minding their own backs and they want to avoid getting in trouble with their boss, and they have to be able to go back to their boss and say, look, we had to sign up for this because the alternative was worse, right? What is this alternative worse scenario? It's a video I made a message about a week ago about Abbas, right? If Abbas had any fucking balls, which I doubt at this point, if Abbas had a degree, a grain of any courage, he would write this letter saying, we call for the international community to enter Palestine by land, sea, or air and liberate Palestine. That is the worst case scenario for a state like the UK, for a state like the US. They do not want that to happen because it is giving legal permission for Ansar Allah, for Hezbollah, for an international brigade, a liberation army of people from all over the world coming into Palestine and liberating it, right? That is what the UK is scared of. Now, if going back to the UNGA now, if Spain went back to the UK now and said, actually, the UK, Abbas is pretty serious about this letter. He actually is the sovereign technically of the state of Palestine. He does actually have legal power to call in the international community, including non-state actors. So we don't want that scenario, right? That's when suddenly the UK is like, all right, shit, what do you guys want? Right? So that is how UNGA resolutions work. Civil society, which is us, or activists, which is us, need to be the moral argument in the room. We need to be saying military intervention now, military intervention yesterday, let's send the international brigades, because we need to build confidence in the UNGA that this is going to happen, which is why I keep saying to people in the Protect Palestine community and others, you should not be calling for a UNGA resolution, actually. Because what you're doing is giving credibility to a failing system, right? And that's when the UK can sit comfortably and say, look, nothing outside the UNGA is ever going to happen because civil society is not even calling for it. It's not a serious threat, right? Stop calling for a UNGA resolution. It's not helpful, right? You should be calling for the establishment of an international military brigade to liberate Palestine in compliance with international law, because it is actually what is being ordered by the International Court of Justice and the UNGA, that Israelis should tear down the checkpoints, should tear down the apartheid wall, should evacuate from Gaza, from West Bank, from East Jerusalem by September 2025, next month, right? That is actually the law. We should be serious about that law and say, well, let's go and do it then. Let's actually go and smash down the fucking walls, right? That is the only way that states like France and the UK and China and others actually start giving a shit about actually stopping the genocide. You have to create leverage, right? So this is what I've been trying to teach people. This is what I've been trying to campaign on. This is why the Protect Palestine doesn't talk about the UN, because ultimately it's a shit fucking failing system. Been there. It doesn't fucking work. It's a beast that is designed to reduce. It's where good ideas go to die, right? So stop campaigning for a UNGA resolution. Campaign for the establishment of an international brigade, for a military force to enter now, because that is the only way, in fact, that states are actually going to budge at all. Because they don't care about Palestinians. They don't care about genocide. What they care about is something worse, which is us actually liberating Palestine and smashing the fascist Zionist Israeli regime. Here we can win. We can smash the apartheid wall. We can liberate Palestine and create the conditions, inshallah, for a one-state Palestine where there is no apartheid, where there is freedom for all the Palestinians, for the right of return for all the refugees. That can only happen if we smash the Zionist entity. We should be ready to do that now. Not talking about UNGA resolutions.
And we're still making excuses and justification for that? We're still not doing the work. We're still not exposing it. And we're still complaining like, oh my God, this is still happening. Yes, it's happening because you're allowing it. Are you talking about it? Are you boycotting? Are you protesting? Are you calling your representatives? Are you signing petitions? I have a petition that it needs to be signed before the end of this month. I need all Canadian people to be doing that. I need to see 30,000 to 50,000 already in that petition. We need an end embargo now. We have to stop butchering, murdering children. Go look at my Telegram. I'm not here joking and talking kakalaka. This is why it triggers you, right? It pisses you off that you have to confront the truth. That we all have to. It's not just you. It's not just about you. It has never been. This is why I had to understand when we're in the pit of homelessness and God is like, no, you are more than that. You are good enough. Trust this journey. Get up. You're not done. The fuck? The Son of God resurrected. That was the freaking resistance right there. You think you can put my movement down? Do you think how it is that capitalist Romans still to this day in their DNA, the colonizers' DNA, they cannot believe that this Son of God woke up after they did what they did to break him? It wasn't just because he was the Son of God. He was a person of color. What, do you think racism hasn't, it's white supremacy? Come on, please. Ethnic cleansing, eugenics, where does that come from? Colonizers, white motherfucking crazy psychopath who need to fucking heal, who are karmic as fuck, spreading their energy everywhere, their patriarchy, misogyny, and normalizing it, and their superiority and extremism, you know, like, it's just what it is. I have money, so, you know, the slave owner motherfucking energy, that one. Because that's the energy that they're listening to. By the way, that judge, SCJ, whatever her fucking name is, I don't give a fuck. You are sick. You're sick. Saying that she doesn't want to disappoint the Lord because you're already disappointing. What are you talking about? You're already a cockroach loaf of the low. You're going to experience hellfire and fucking purgatory and your family as well. You have the power, the capability to stop a genocide, to stop ethnic cleansing, to eradicate white supremacy and end capitalism, and you're not doing that? Yeah. This is what they don't want to hear. They don't want someone like me or any other person talk about it. And I know, me, it's not a lot. I know. Because if not, we will not be 22 months later dealing with this shit. So that's what it is. I have to show up for the multiple people that's supposed to be here. Yeah, by the way, we're supposed to be a huge community, right? Getting together, going through boats, to land, to any possible way to break the siege. And also in Sudan and the Congo as well. A lot of y'all know we can do everything. I'm like, yes, we can. Absolutely, we can. And now it's even easier to do because we have it in our hands. People die. There's children's blood, child labor. Blood. Your phones, this. So you might as well use it against those who murder those children. Do you get my drift now? This is why I'm not for everybody. This is why I come to understand that that's why I was like, I accepted the rejection of twin or anything. I'm okay, happy, single, doing my thing, making sure that people are spiritually fed in every possible way, right? When God said like, okay, I'm going to give you this much, you pay your bills, do this, do that, and then you have a little bit left, make sure that you donating to the families or share the donation if you can, and I'm gonna make sure that another person donates for them, right? That's what your story should be about. Your story should be sharing donations, your IG broadcast, sharing. You should create content for other families. I've been doing that. I'm gonna go back into it, but I'm getting so many channel messages that not yet, and I'm gonna start doing that, but for now I'm gonna continue because I know that action of just talking about it. A lot of you check my link tree, you look at it on a consistent basis. I'm consistently telling you guys to do this, reminding you, giving you reminders, knowledge, and stuff like that. I don't need anything. A lot of you, I'm so grateful. Thank you for your donations. It does help. It maintains the stability, but also I right away give it. No, I cannot sleep. I don't know how people sleep. How can, and some days when I sleep, I feel fucking guilty and bad because I know other people are not, that I'm watching, that I'm helping share so that it can stop. And I'm still every day, it's not stop. It's not a what the fuck. We've done everything. This is where God comes in now. This is why he said, okay, thank you so much. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you. This is why today he was just like, I need you to be truthful and authentic and tell the community, the target audience that has always been. My target audience has always been not only the real chosen and freedom fighters and the resistance, but also the spiritual community. The spiritual community that's asleep. They lack spiritual knowledge but pretending that they do. I'm exposing them, right? They don't like it because most of their energy, their subscriber, their knowledge that they have shared is pretending. They have used this tarot, esoteric, for their own entertainment. You know, when they say this is for entertainment purposes only, no, it's their entertainment. I'm not here to entertain anybody. This is not entertainment. How can you be entertained when other people are like, yes, you can, of course. You can, balance that out, have some joy, have some, enjoyment, self-care, self-love, but also you have to continue. You can, all those things that you want to do, the freedom and all of that, you can do that when the system is equal. There is no wars, there's no suffering, there's no induced famine, induced starvation, that there's people literally stopping at the gates of literally 2 million people starving right now. And these white motherfucking privileged pieces of shit, parásito demonios, okay? Literally doing a protest, standing in the fucking, where the sage needs to be broken. Them literally, physically, bringing their children. And watch on the other side, Palestinians starve to death. Knowing, they know this. This is the society we're dealing. Israel is a society like this. They don't want you to know this. They can travel anywhere. That's why they're everywhere. That's why and here in Canada, when I watch the Zionists, how they act and how they behave, I'm just like, wow, you were there. You were in Israel, huh? You enjoyed. It's an energy, you feel it. This is why they can't stand me. Zionists, when I'm around them, the demon goes like, they go, because I cannot be around them. Their demons cannot sustain themselves when they're around. That's why a lot of you, when you do this work, you also missing that knowledge that when you are awakened, when you decolonize, and yes, it's a responsibility. Yes, you have to share the truth. You're also you are leaving karma. When people are in front of you, not just in the social media and stuff like that, which God also has given you that privilege. Yeah, I know this. I know I have that privilege that I can literally exorcism right there. Demons out. Rebuke it in the name of Jesus. They cannot be, and now you're the real soul that's supposed to be here right now. This is why my content is suppressed and censored in every pro-Palestine or any Sudanese or any Congolese is suppressed. It's because our own energy, we have done the work. We cannot show up here without doing the work. And we're still doing it. It's not done. But once it's completed and Father God's and our spirit, our intuition tells us that we need to show up, that's it. A lot of you, you're showing up pretending something that you're not supposed to be doing. Doing something that it can put people in danger. They can literally, when you show up to those places, your energy at that time, in that timeline, you're supposed to, something has to come out of that person that is not good for them. But because you haven't done the work and you show up on those spaces, you collude that energy. That entity cannot leave that person and you miss that. So a lot of you, not only you create karmic energy and create situations in your other people's life, but in your own life. It affects you as well. Everything is connected, right? So let's keep it real, okay? That's why I keep it here real and authentic. This is why I was like, yo, I don't feel like, but I don't have time to I have time to obviously shower and stuff like that, but really sit down and but no, but that's not all I can think. I was like, other people cannot even do those things. We can do, it's so hard. But it's not harder than what those people that we are exposing to you to make it stop what they're doing to them. That's harder. That's harder to survive. No water, no food, barely any. And we're showing you videos of these people taking the time to like expose this and talk about this and please donate. They're not able to work. Like there's no, their system, these oppressive motherfucking psychopaths collapse their system, their way of living. What do you think genocide is? It's trying to erase them so that they can steal what is. So white colonizers, let's keep it for real, can steal and now they're dressed as tech motherfucking psychopaths. The 1%, the elite, who are violent and fucked up as well, who are crazy intense. They have, the AI was designed to take our energy too. But we have turned that against them as well. They cannot believe that that is happening. If you're not there understanding what I just said, you're not doing the work. You're bypassing. And you're silent. Because people who are doing this work, you know what I'm talking about. You know, and you've seen it. You are the living proof. You have other people testimony. You have other people that are this is working. It's working what we're doing. Right? But today he kept saying that I'm dealing with the Tower spiritual community energy of them knowing that them posting 3 to 4 videos a day about twin flame and twin flames or spiritual shit or bullshit kakalaka, that has nothing to do with being reality, to sharing the wisdom to end the system, to help end the systems that it's unequal and unjust and oppressive and evil as fuck, but they're taking their gifts to gain more money, right? But also the knowledge, internal evil little motherfuckers that they pretend that they're not, but they are. They know that 3 to 4 videos of bullshit kakalaka that distract their community from knowing the truth, that they know, that they watch me. They watch the truth, they watch the Telegram and pretend that they don't watch it, that they don't see it. But they know. These people know that their videos, the algorithm is going to favor them and suppress and censor my truth here. The energy here. That is a form of jealousy and envy as well. That I feel it too. That I have to bring it here. I am a mirror, right? You don't want to acknowledge that. A lot of you, this is going to, I don't know what you're talking about. That's okay. You don't have the heart that they have. But I'm talking to people who have everything they want. They have everything they need. They have everything. That sharing a couple posts or donations and stuff like that, it's not going to affect their livelihood. It's not going to be any... These people, they pretend that they go to spiritual warfare. Oh. Because maybe some people are calling them out. And they consider that like, oh my God, I'm being bullied. No, we're calling you out because you're supposed to not be silent. You're complicit of atrocities that you know you need to use your privilege and platform to expose it, but you're not doing it because it doesn't make you money. Let's make it really fucking clear. You're not doing this work because it doesn't make you money. And I'm here because I don't give a fuck about money. And if the money, if the money that it comes here or any possible way, I care that it goes to people to save them right now, to be able to survive genocide. Right? I don't value money the same way that you guys do. I don't shrine and put in a pedestal money. If I do that, it will have to be to give it to others who need it. This is why I don't understand the billionaire, millionaire ideology mentality, because it's just lack. Because those people have built their wealth through stealing and oppressing and being capitalists. So no, I will not follow them. I will not listen to the fucking books. I will not, no, because you are a fucking coward and a liar and a fucking piece of shit pretender, just like the spiritual community is too. And they don't like to hear it. They don't like to hear that their money is colluded. It's blood money. You have been living and doing this work, your spiritual work, right? A lot of you gain a lot of subscribers and stuff like that for having that mentality, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna like secretly, right? Because obviously not everybody knows this, but you know, your secret is exposed because you're watching me now, right? This is not just coming out of myself. It's just the fact that your energy, I can read it. We are channeling your energy that you want to hide, that you don't want people to know. That is the real guidance, right? That you also can do it too, right? But a lot of you, the jealousy and envy is too much. Others of you, you admire those people who speak the truth. You talk about their energy. But that energy on itself, trying to idolize these people instead of like you are able to do those things that they're doing, that being truthful, truth and clarity, and standing up for others, having that courage, you can do it too. But you've decided to stand back, stay silent about certain things that you know you need to be speaking about, that affects you, affects your community, affects other people. And if it doesn't affect your community, you have empathy enough that those people should not be going through that. Those people don't deserve that. They do not deserve that. And you know that in your own sovereign being, it should not be happening. So you're not okay with it. So you're not consenting it. So you're going to do everything you can to stop it, right? No, a lot of you, this is why it obsessed me, this energy. Is like, we are in the lover's energy. Love, right? Romance, partnership, duality, union. We talk about that in spirituality. But how can you have this, right? And sustain it and maintain it in a system that is designed to corrupt and fuck that you're telling other people. That you're making money, right? You're making money, likes, subscriber views, your YouTube favors you. You know that too. This is why it bugs me. This is happening not just on YouTube, on Instagram, on any other platform. It's like, you know it. You know it. Father God was saying, they know it. They know that every time they post, not about what's going on, that they favor money, that they favor that to be distracting, that they favor to share propaganda sometimes, or be like completely okay with fucked up shit, that they know it's not right. It's not. There's so many human violations here of international law that we need to no. But a lot of you decide to be distracted. Like that's how the conditioning program works. That's why the capitalism, it favors you, right? The algorithm favors you, and you know that. That's evil as fuck. That's why I was like, that was my target audience, and they still haven't wake up yet. They still haven't taken their privileges to voice this out, to post in their post communities, in their Instagram, their large followings. They're not doing that. They're still feeding the destruction. And me, I'm thinking like, no, they're getting channel messages, because they want to keep the low vibrational high. So, no, the truth tellers, journalists, real people are the real and unconditional love energy. That is the highest form of love. True, clarity, and justice is it's not a hierarchy, it's not a competition. You cannot compare this. That's the holy, that's divine. Resistant and that's divine. You have to stand up to an occupier, colonizer, abuser. You have to stand up to abusers, right? Rapists, pedophile. What do you mean? They are trying to normalize the most evil shit that you can possibly imagine, the racist energy, right? And you are here contributing, distracting, helping the algorithm lower the truth and clarity that we are exposing here, that I'm exposing on a daily basis, or try to, because I have shit that I gotta do too. But I'm constantly sharing on Telegram, IG broadcast. That hasn't stopped yet. And then I have other people sharing and doing it. Like, we are constantly, nobody pays us for this. We're not compensated. No, God compensates us. God protects us. God gave us discernment. God gave us clarity. God gave us gifts. And we have responsibility to protect them. But also sharing the truth. And part of that protection is all of you sharing also the same content that we know we're going to be censor and ban and all kinds of things that we shouldn't happen. But it does happen because it doesn't benefit the motherfucking psychopaths. And you, the spiritual community that I'm speaking to, you're contributing to that. You're contributing to abuse. You're contributing to that violence. Because you're secretly jealous of someone taking the courage and stand that you could do too. That they are doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you are afraid to lose your money, to lose whatever your status, whatever mass that you built to live the comfortable life that you're living out of people suffering. You secretly post videos and to distract your community, to keep them asleep because it makes you money. You're just like the elite. You're just like these evil tech oligarchs, elite motherfuckers. And I want nothing to do with all of you. I am not associated with any fucking motherfucking spiritual community who hasn't talked about genocide to stop this fucking madness. I'm not a part of that. If you're a part of that and you think that to this day that is okay, please leave. I will read your energy and I will curse you the motherfucking out. And I will strain up and align that energy, even if you don't like it. This is for some of y'all. You stay here because you know that the Most High has literally put this video in your face against all algorithm, against all the spiritual motherfucking that a lot of you watch all the time, against all the grapevine, right? God has literally put it on you. I hope this helps. This is where I'm constantly hoping that someone of you are out of this lack of spiritual knowledge and understand your own knowledge, understand your own love language, understand what empathy means, what freedom means, in what sense. Freedom fighters are constantly in this energy, empathy and freedom fighter, but we also have to take accountability because people in power don't take accountability. So we have to do that ourselves. We have to embrace that ourselves, that we are going to make mistakes, that this is not perfect, that we have to continue, that we cannot blame others, that that's the tactic of the white supremacy, fascism. Fascists cannot stand empathy. That's how you know they're not fucking chosen. I'm sorry, they're not. And if your energy is like not caring about what's going on in the world, you're a fucking fascist. You're a Zionist fascist. Straight up. And I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. That's demonic as, and I don't want to hear. It cannot survive in this energy or in this community or anywhere in my vicinity or anywhere in the planet. We are taking it out. We are cutting it out in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. And it is done, and it is always be done. And if forever and ever, we will never do this again. Not just for white people, for everyone in this planet. Not allow dehumanization, not allow lack of integrity and lack of accountability. That's the system that we're building. That's the energy I'm at. If this is too high vibration for you, okay, you can go back a couple months and check what the hell I'm talking about. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that's fine. But those who get it, you understand what I'm talking about, right? Now, I don't know how much battery or space I have this. There is an energy here of God the refugee. This is the Page of Swords. People watching or watching you, getting involved and getting knowledge or, you know, building that divine masculine, divine feminine within yourself, and it shows, right? This is why authenticity cannot be faked, right? This is balanced energy. This is good spiritual food. This is good knowledge. This is good messages. This comes from the Most High, High Priestess. Okay, a lot of you, you manifest. You've been manifesting not just for yourself, but for the world. That's what I did on the Lion's Cage, and it's strong. Like Archangel Michael, for a lot of you, the Chariot, who is like God. It says perseverance, success in conflict, overcoming adversity. Okay, so a lot of you, you are in that energy of creativity during adversity or conflict, or yeah, use your creative gifts. A lot of you, that's what it is. Like a lot of you, you're using your gifts for the wrong reasons, distracting people just to get money. A lot of you, it doesn't justify. No, like a lot of you, that's it. Like it's like, no, but that's my only source of income. I can't find any other job somewhere else. Like God has shown you other places where you're supposed to be, and you like No, you're choosing comfort. You're choosing just cowardice. Someone who has empathy is not a coward. If anything, they're the most courageous people in the whole planet. They have their humanity, and a lot of us, we're fighting for humanity right now. What the fuck are you doing? I feel like a lot of you who watch 𝓂𝓃Real from all the fucking readers who are not talking about genocide, not telling you the truth, or not giving you the right information, helping you discern through propaganda. Your partner's already there. But you have all these motherfucking tarot readers feeding off your energy, reading your energy, and colluding the truth and energy, and you not knowing what the hell. A lot of you, they are contributing to the separation as well. Unconsciously or consciously. But when they do that secretly, unconscious or conscious, that they know that another reader that is exposing truth as well, what's going on in the world, but also energy reading, when they're doing that, they get jealous and envious. So like, no, we're going to post other videos so their videos get suppressed and censored. So the logarithm favors us, and it keeps them down. It keeps them, they need to know their place. They need to be humbled, right? Am I right? That's the secret energy that a lot of you tarot, spiritual, fake-ass reader pretenders over here, you don't want people to know. This is why the hate, the jealousy, the constant attack or whatever. And then you tell us, or me, some of us, release all patterns and beliefs. Release any limited beliefs. Meanwhile, you are stuck in the limited belief of capitalism, of okay with genocide and oppressing and staying silent and complicit. Did you know that more every single day you stay silent and complicit, not only you get more bad karma in the spiritual realm, especially if you're using tarot reading, especially if you're using spiritual tools to inform your communities, but it's just bullshit. You're not giving them the truth and clarity that they need to know, their real spiritual knowledge, that you know that it needs to be exposed. But just because it doesn't make you money, you see here, release, growth, transformation, self-awareness. You're not self-aware. That's why your spirit is being exposing you. You're not self-aware. You're faking. And that fakeness comes with consequences. Pretending, that's capitalist energy. That's lying, right? Lying by omission, I'm hearing. Lying by, oh, I didn't know, I'm not associated with that, or I don't believe in politics, right? That one, you'd make a lot of excuses for you are living off the suffering of another person. You know that a lot of us were supposed to boycott Puma, all these companies, McDonald's, all these motherfucking companies, all these corporations, and you still make excuses, right? You're making excuses, right? Well, there's judgment for that as well, right? Especially because Father God has exposed it to you through the truth tellers that you have been trying to suppress also as well, right? It's not just the algorithm, it's you creating content to keep people asleep and not self-aware and not knowing the real truth, but you want your money, right? It's my money, so... But you don't believe that other people can have equal rights, equal having income, stability, just as you, right? You don't believe that. No, you believe that your privilege, your entitlement, your, it's okay to feed, it's okay to, other people are beneath you, right? Below you to make yourself feel better. That sounds like more narcissistic spirituality to me, if you know what I'm saying. But you're just spreading that shit like mucking fucking wildfire and colluding the algorithm that we're trying to build against the system that has oppressed us in the first place. And it has oppressed you as well, if you're a person of color. Still, you think because you're a bit lighter or you're closeness to whiteness, it's going to help you out. I'm here to tell you it's not. This is why you don't want to hear, right? Okay, that's your problem. But the people who understand, who want to help themselves, because I don't believe people cannot heal themselves or fix themselves. I don't believe in that. This is calling to me. I don't believe in that. You can work on yourself. Everybody has a chance to redeem themselves, to go to, yeah. This fell. Yeah, burn. That's death. A lot of you, yeah, loss, death, fortitude, grief, close up, be Bereft, break up, poverty, collapse, dispossess, remove, dismantle, deprive, absence, change of state, setback. It's over. It is done. It is done. Cancer energy. Yeah, so a lot of you, God is here to like bless a lot of people who risk everything for the truth and clarity and justice to be exposed. This system will change. Absolutely. It's not because of like other people in power. No, it's the resistance. It's God himself. God is the greatest with the resistance. I don't give a fuck. Anybody who's empathy, that's where God is. Whether poor and oppressive, and because homeless should not exist, poverty should not exist, capitalism should not exist, Israel should not exist. In September, they need to get the fuck out. They don't give up. This is what they're doing. That complicity, God and Laura, is to make themselves irrelevant. They're not. A lot of you continue. There's like protests every day in California, literally. And it's not just because ICE is just a little particle of demonic white supremacy racism, like literally fascist decaying. They don't know what to do. That's what's going on in DC and whatever's going on in DC. So much exposure. Ooh, that's too much. So it's overflowing, abundant, chasing after something, somewhere emotional release, let it go, fulfillment, release, tears of joy. I saw joy here before. A lot of you, you're going to cry of joy when liberation happens for everyone. You're going to be here. If you're contributing to the ending of oppression, of injustice, of inequality, of doing this with knowledge, with resistance, whatever that means, because you have very violent, fucked up people, you need to protect yourself, not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual realm. There's a lot of siphoning energy. A lot of you, you're just pouring, and they're just like, you don't know who you're pouring to. This is what I'm telling you. This is what Father God keeps saying. Like, they're just like, you're pouring real good, healthy water, and you have people putting rocks in it. That's what the spiritual tower community is doing. Without distraction, not telling you the truth. That's what they're doing. They're putting rocks in the waterfall so that not everybody can get it, only them. Sounds very tech, oligarch, elite, motherfucking psychopath billionaires to me. You're doing the exact same thing. Except that you have this goddess complex or Lord. I don't know what the fuck. You think that the money that you're acquiring by doing the shit that you're doing, and you call that success? A lot of you call that success when when YouTube pays you, right? YouTube is paying you and stuff like that. But you still haven't talked about what's going on. I'm grateful when there's actually content creators that are getting paid on YouTube because they speak the truth. Because they have found a way somehow, somewhere in the algorithm to survive in a, and some of them, yeah, I know they're white. Just because of that is the only thing that protects them. But they have used their white supremacy, their energy, their colonization, and decolonize themselves and are able to expose what the white supremacists do. Yeah, they're political, they're resistance, yes. They're taking their privilege and using it for exposing their evil colonizer ancestors that they have. All those of you don't have fucked up white colonizers. A lot of you, I'm speaking with the Irish people who went, you know who you are. Yeah, exactly. Something about Wales, Europe. Yeah. Yeah, says deeper meaning community. A lot of you, that's what you're building, a wealth. Not just for yourself, but it's for everybody. This waterfall should be flowing, but you have people colluding it on purpose because they want to be considered the wealth bearer. They want, this is not a competition. This is just share the fucking truth. Expose the fucking shit. Let's build equality and justice and get off with your preferment motherfucking shit. I don't understand. See? A lot of us, you're in that energy, that community, peace, real peace. 12A could be significant. Peace, harmony, healthful, effective communication, playful, humor, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, joy. That is you. That is my energy. I've always been in that energy. It hasn't changed. Every other aspect, absolutely. You have to change and evolve. If you're the same person in the same year doing the exact same thing, you haven't changed it. That's not a fucking good thing. That's not a good thing. If you haven't changed at all, through genocide, exposing the truth, what is going on in Congo and Sudan. If you haven't for a second change at all, and that empathy keeps getting stronger, that courage keeps getting stronger, you not gonna stay quiet, you're not gonna stay silent, that fear, like it just dissipates, that ego dissipates. If you're not there yet, I don't know what to tell you, all of y'all. That's so sad. You have literally contributed to your own downfall. That's really it. You're digging your own grave. Me, I just haven't been able to stand that, to see, to feel that, to read that energy. This is why it's devastating how some twins and so high level soulmate, when I read those energies, it's like, no, you're really stuck. You gotta work on yourself. You gotta heal. You gotta gain that knowledge just like the other person did. You cannot get off or take from that other person just because you have a connection, a bond. Like, that's not okay. It's the same energy as the system. It's the same. This is why the real people outside of the status quo, we break that mentality, that slave karmic mentality. We're not going to let addictions keep us away from our journey. We're going to trust our partner, which some of you, your partner is yourself. A lot of you, your partner is not in the same colluded energy as you. This is why, be careful. Now, I just gave you the tea for the spiritual community that's going on YouTube. If you're noticing that, if you're looking at someone that you look all the time and you see them like they're constantly posting about the same thing, similar energies and stuff, some of you got reading from these people or not, or some of you the extended or something like that, and they haven't talked once about stopping a genocide or anything was going on in the world and helping you discern propaganda and stuff like that. I'm so sorry. That's a snake. That's contributed to the beast, to the satanic, demonic ritual of capitalism. That is a capitalist in a spiritual cloaked 𝓂𝓆Real, like knowledge and stuff like that. They can be really good readers, of course. They have demons, colonizers that are giving them energy for stealing it from other people. The real people who share the knowledge, the wisdom in different way, trying to evade the algorithm from censoring and suppressing, but their fucking monitoring energy goes to those people and tell them the same. This is why for a lot of you hear the same thing, is because that's what it is. They have become really good at using their gifts by taking the knowledge and wisdom from other people. This is why when I acquire knowledge and understanding from other people, I'm sharing on Telegram. I'm sharing a G broadcast. I'm sharing it here. I'm literally giving you the content creator, the person itself, to you so that you can support them and help them as well. We are not the same. We are fucking not the same. This is why I need to this is also for a lot of you, know your worth. This is what I'm understanding. Damn, yeah, I have to be patient because my heart desire is to keep people in that hopeful and real enlightenment and knowing that they belong here, that you belong here, that other people do not belong here. This is why I was telling you, God is blocking a lot of demonical, evil fucking people praying for the end of indigenous people from Palestine, Congo, and Sudan. He's telling me all the time, I'm taking those prayer, transmuting, and alchemizing and turning into blessing for the people that they're wishing harm. So thank you. You're doing just exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Now, others of you, you're supposed to be against the oppression and the toxic energy that those people who wish the end of those people who are innocent. Yesterday, that was it. My teachers they're innocent. This needs to be respected. Innocent people should not be touched. Protected. Children. Elderly. People with disabilities. Racism should not exist. This is why we need to be in the anti-racism energy. That's decolonization. Decolonization is anti-capitalism, is anti-status. What do you mean? This is what I'm telling you guys. A real spiritualist is decolonizing constantly. They're trusting their journey. They're trusting their partner, which most of them, they have decided to be on their own, celibate, single. Some of them, they have found their real person. Glory be to God, inshallah. And they're, you know, they probably live in different places, doing different work. Most of the people who your partner is a resistant fighter, but they can't communicate with you. So a lot of you rely on tarot to see how they're doing and what they're doing, but a lot of you're listening to the wrong motherfucking people. A lot of you, I know, a lot of you, when you do the work, you boycott, you protest, you stuff, you're looking for some like enjoyment or something like that, like when you're in nature and stuff like that. Like some of you, yeah, tarot can be entertainment and also healing when you're doing the right way, when they're the people that you're watching, that you acquire knowledge are okay here and okay here. They care about the world. They care. They have empathy. That's the real energy that you're supposed to be reading. I'm not saying to idolize me and put me in a pedestal and just come for me, like to listen to. No, there has to be other people that are doing this work. I cannot believe that the entire fucking spiritual, then that's it. Spiritual community has been a fucking fake new age motherfucking shit the whole time. And I'm the only one who got the fucking homework the wrong way. Or the right way, obviously. A lot of you, you're passing multiple tests at once. A lot of you because of me too. And I'm grateful for that. I don't want any accolades or validation. I'm not saying this, but I'm glad that you are awake. That you get this knowledge and you're able to know thyself. And now you continue going your path. And then you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that whatever comes from the Most High that is telling you to do something, donate, boycott, protest, stand up for that is working, that we know is working. We know is working. This is what they're attacking. And now they're using the spiritual community. They always have been using the spiritual community. The spiritual community is the last one. How is the last one when it's supposed to be the first one? But it's the last one to do the fucking shit. Why did it took 22 months for you to speak up? And I'm gonna see it. I know Father Gassi said they're gonna after this they're gonna talk. The shame is too great. They're too ashamed and too. They know that they're multiple 3 or 4. They're building. Oh, I need to build 50 subscribers, 50,000. And not talking about genocide and knowing and understanding, knowing that their own community, if they come from the Congo or if they come from other countries, if they come from, if this is someone who is a Muslim or something like that, and they know that their country is Egypt or all this thing is happening and they're not doing anything. I'm not just talking about the community here. This is timeless. This is gonna hit whoever needs to hit. Like I just explained to you the entire, for part 2, part 1. If you found this, it's a miracle. I know God, literally divine, put it in whoever needs, because I'm heavily suppressed and censored. Not just by the algorithm, not just because of the skin color, not just because of what I expose here, the truth, and I expose in Telegram, not because I care and have empathy and I want this to stop. I want the liberation for a lot of people. Not because of my voice and saying this, because the algorithm also censors the vocabulary or collective liberation of decolonization, of empathy, because these tech oligarchs don't want you to have this energy because they don't have it, because they harness it from you. And then you start getting apathy and you don't understand why. You start not caring about people. You start only caring about yourself and stuff like that. And you wonder why. You wonder all the shit that is happening, all this karma that's going to start happening to you. Meanwhile, the people who are taking it from you, they're living off of you. They're living off your finances. They're taking your energy. They're living off of you, stealing. And then you blame us, exposing them to you, your abusers to you. You blame us. You gaslight us, bully us, death threat, all this fucking shit because we're exposing your people that you idolize. They're stealing from you. On a covert narcissist way? They're toxic and violent as well? Oh no, there's something wrong with the truth tellers, with the journalists who are exposing you the truth of how evil can they be and how obsessed with money and what they can do for money. You're doing the exact same thing. This is what I'm trying to get there as well. This is why it pains me I don't want to be associated with that spiritual community that knows that they're supposed to be here, but they choose not to because it doesn't make them money. I want nothing to do with you. That's it. If you need to be with people like that only value money, they don't care about having empathy, they don't care, they lack spiritual knowledge, yet they feed you fucking lies, propaganda, fucking bullshit, and not educational energy, right? They want you to focus on the touching and stuff like that, getting into colluded relationships as well, because that's what it is for a lot of you. Right? Those of you who don't know about discernment for real, right? Like, they want you to focus on the joy, but forget about that joy also can be resisting an occupier, resisting the status quo that is oppressive and evil and fucked up to children, to people of color, to the trans community, to the LGBTQ, to people who also deserve people with disability as well. Let's not forget that. Ableism, it is still this day continuing. And a lot of us, we are the voices for a lot of people who cannot do that, right? A lot of us, Father God said, find joy, but also being creative against oppression or against adversity, right? A lot of you are going through adversity and being creative and trying to find ways. This is something that, like, women exhausted finding ways of how to avoid getting banned, suppressed, and all this fucking thing. And then Father God said, oh, by the way, the spiritual community, tarot reading community that that you're part of, they suppress and censor your energy as well by creating posts, tarot readings, to keep your voice silent, to keep you from exposing them, to keep you from not making them look bad. I've been talking about that specific word for 2 years now. That there's people that us sharing the truth makes them look bad, so they find ways to, and this is also could be people could be disliking, or this could be people reporting your videos and stuff like that. These are people who are like, oh no, this goes against my money, like I'm gonna lose money if this becomes true, and if there's no more of this that I sustain myself on or live off or whatever. They chose that path, so it's a free will. So he kept saying that's their path. I just cannot. I'm still in that ego death, death of the soul, or another one, because there's multiple ones when you do the colonization, but this one in the spiritual sense, as an empath, as an alchemist, it's hard to deal. It's hard. So now I also understand the betrayal that Sudan and Congo feel when people are just there's real situation in the Sudan. We need to address that this is the same. That's why it's like when we talk about the Sudan, it's the similar energy that is happening in Gaza is the exact same thing. The bombings, the starvation, we don't know about the rape situation because that's not exposed in the Palestinian, or it's not being allowed to, but it is happening in the prison camps because Israel has more Palestinian prisoners or political prisoners than anywhere in the world. Let's just keep it real, and children as well. And we know what's going on in those prisons, right? We literally saw a video of this guy, how he treated this political, that's the head of national security or whatever. He's a fucking demon. The worst demon. And thank goodness Norway sanctioned and said, if they show up in this country, we'll arrest them. All the countries should be in that energy. That's a boundary. To a fucking psychopath, a war criminal, a sadist. That's our energy that we should be out. And that's what I'm saying is right now, my energy is repelling and rejecting anybody who is okay with genocide, who is okay with atrocities and evil and abuse, and just pretending that they're not. I'm not welcoming that energy here. Get the hell out of here. And that's too, they won't be able to control themselves. They will put it in the comments. They will, they can't control themselves. I am irritating their demons because they're not in this energy. Someone with empathy is not going to go in comments and send you death threats and weird emails and trying to silence you and press you, report your videos. A lot of us, we're reporting videos when we see Israel, IOF, being idolized in the tube and stuff like that, good for you. You're supposed to be doing that. That is cleansing the algorithm. That is a boundary. You're not okay with promoting war criminals or military motherfucking bullshit, instantizing because they want more IOF to join their IOF because resistance have wiped them all out. Because what do you mean? Resistance is divine. Our prayers is against evil and colonizers and psychopaths who are literally still doing genocide for 22 months. And for others of you in Sudan and Congo as well. What the fuck? They haven't defeated the resistance. It will never happen because it is divine. It is holy. This is why Father God is giving you the spiritual people. You are resistance. You have always been resistance. The fact that you're colluding and distracted and not doing this work because it can jeopardize your money, you lost the inheritance. You lost that right in the spiritual realm. This is why a lot of it you're pretending to read now out of desperation. You will be called out. You will be shamed and you will be, Before you leave this realm, you will understand what it felt to be dehumanized and being, while you're watching and allowing it, because a lot of you're like, that's not my energy. I need to keep my high vibration, right? By distracting your community, by keeping your people asleep and called yourself that you're woke, that you're spiritually woke. But you can take a couple minutes, it takes seconds to sign petition, to post the petitions, to share donations, to ask for your community to donate to families who are dealing with genocide, knowing that you can, but you're not doing it because you're scared that the platforms that has given you the privilege to have financial means, to sustain, to have that privilege, and you're not using that privilege to help others. That has a consequence. And I'm here to expose that. I'm here to tell you that. Now, this energy is a karmic energy, right? It says deeper meaning, communicating emotion, nourishing social resources. So the real social media has turned against the tech, right? And this is why a lot of us, if IG, I'm on other channels, Uproot or something like that. That one also needs to, it's kind of like similar to Instagram, but is designed by Palestinian, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's no colluding or there's no BS there. There's no propaganda, okay? A lot of you, that's a boundary as well. You are against being programmed and conditioned by propaganda. You are against white supremacy. You see it, you call it out, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. I'm constantly doing this anywhere I go. People should know that I'm against genocide. I don't give a fuck. That is being a sovereign being. So it's not just in your community online. This is what I'm saying. This is why these people don't want to take responsibility for that, because they have been so comfortable in their in the little spiritual bubble that nothing can touch me. But I'm going to a little bit of spiritual warfare. The hate and jealous people hate me because I'm exposing the truth to you. No, bitch, they hate you and can't stand you because you're, to this day, you are just talking about the same fucking energy and you haven't exposed the truth. You haven't taken your platform to expose the truth that other people are suffering. They should not be suffering. Your energy read can be read later when all of this is done. When we're done with genocide. We should not be okay with this. We should not normalize it. Every single day, no justice, no peace. That should be the energy. But what are we doing? Pretending. Pretending. Meanwhile, the real people who are building the real roots, cutting all the nasty ass root that is not good, so that way we have healthier, conscious, and empathetic and sustainable futures and stuff like that. No. A lot of you, pride, recognition, position, praise for achievement, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard, timeless. Something about those words could be significant, okay? The wealth, true feelings, support, savings, perception, substance, looking deeper, provided for, consciousness. So a lot of you, like you don't have this prideful energy. Like you have healthy pride, healthy ego. And that's what it is. A lot of you just stay, people are learning from you. For those who understand that. I still haven't accessed this reading because I think I already said what I need to say. A lot of you, you're in the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. You're in Hermit. Some of you, you're coming out of Hermit, or someone's coming out of Hermit. Okay, the Six of Wands, you're going to have victory and success. This victory and success that these people are trying to take, it's just not going to happen. The Ace of Swords continues posting the truth. Continue moving forward. There's justice in the energy here. In reverse, what usually came out was the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. This energy distorted, not committal, not loyal, and stuff like that. You need to create boundaries with energies like this. You're not their garbage dumper. You're not, no. Yeah, people from the past, like a lot of you heal from people from the past. That's your justice. That's your karmic energy. Just continue moving forward. Yeah, the World here. There's a lot of people watching. Yeah, a lot of you, they can't stand that you're not reciprocating to them, that they cannot take from you. See, divine grace, cures rage and pestilence, absolves the guilty. God is not absolving no one they know they're guilty. They know. A lot of you, that's what it is. They know they're guilty, that they know that a lot of you, you're not in the devil energy. They are. Capitalists, white supremacist races, if you're like that, whether you're spiritual or not, you are. You're contributed to continue a system that oppresses people, that fucks the world, that is in the satanic energy. A lot of us, we're not. We're ending this cycle. If you're in the devil energy in reverse, that obsession, toxicity, addiction, or whatever, you transmute and alchemize that energy, and you have decided to create empowerment for all the people around the world. Use your gifts and talent, whatever that is, with tarot, with writing, with podcasts, with radio, with music, with art, whatever it is, creating with real tech that actually benefits people, that you are the contributor creating an AI that ends system of oppression, right? Injustices, and builds empathy worlds. That everyone that billionaires should not exist, that oppressed, apartheid, white supremacist colony should not exist, right? Land back to the real indigenous people and sovereignty. That's it. Yeah, you're learning. Governs dreams and reveals mystery hidden from mortals. So a lot of you, people have still like, you're not of this world. A lot of you, you're not. A lot of you, your soul and spirit's ancient. It's old. Don't waste your time with colluded energy. This Nine of Wands, like these people are stuck in their mind. Like, yeah, stick with the truth. The Page of be nurturing your gifts, your talents. Be that independent, sovereign person. Whether you're female or male, doesn't matter. You intimidate a lot of people because you are not needy. You're not codependent. This system is built of codependency. Yeah, breakthrough, success, truth. You getting new ideas every day. Nurture that. Work on that. Practical, business-oriented, grounded, generous. You're very generous. Now, we have people who are in the spiritual community who are in the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Who know that the truth is being exposed and they don't want to lose their money. What the fuck? Even though you don't want to lose your money, but people are suffering because you're getting your money, but there's people suffering. Why are we normalizing? Like, this is why my brain cannot compute that. This is why I know I'm not, like, just not. I cannot accept that. My soul doesn't accept it. See? Social climber, jealous, chaotic, mean. Some of you, they're calling us this because we're supposed to truth. And no, I'm not doing this to socially climb. I don't know if you understand what my gist is, that I've never been a social climber. I haven't been able to, because other people who have similar gifts and stuff like that not only are in that energy to bring me, to silence me, my ear is ringing, to bring it down, to create chaos, to pretend that they're doing the work when they're not, and then they call us who are truthful and exposing an energy that there's no joy, that we're low vibration. Meanwhile, a lot of you, even though you go through a lot of stuff, you're still going. You're still, this fire cannot be, that's it. They cannot break you. They cannot, this confident, adventure, energetic, charming. A lot of you, they think you're too charming, or some of you, you're charming and stuff like that, but they don't know that you go through a lot. See, nightmare, insomnia, anxiety, and fear. You're constantly battling these demons. You're constantly choosing love over fear. This is what you're teaching the people. This is empathy. In a system like this, we cannot normalize oppression anymore, and racism, all the evil that you supposed to be paying attention and exposing that you're not doing. A lot of you are, because you're closest to the whiteness or whatever, that it protects you or covers you. That's not it. It's not going to help you. It's not. You're supposed to destroy that. Yeah, Ace of Swords. There's people trapped and heartbroken, confused, right? But you're not, because we're exposing you the truth. The Page of Pentacles. This is good news. You're getting you're literally the work of other people, right? The work that you don't want to do, but you're still resistance to that because it bothers your silence and your comfortability, right? It said bottle warm, defenses, sickness, injury, time to heal. Yeah. Reciprocity. You're not being reciprocal. You're just like the elite. You're hoarding money. You're hoarding views, subscribers and stuff like that just to get ahead. Right? Sounds familiar? That is capitalist energy. By not exposing the truth of what's going on in the reality because you're scared to be like this. Right? But this is what you need to transmute. And this is the colonization. We're constantly in heartbreak, constantly like this in our minds, right? And we're not confused. Let me give you an understanding. That's you, right? Because you don't want to be in there. But a lot of us, we turn this like this. I'm going to read it to you. That's the guidance. Yes, Spirit. Here. See? A lot of you, we're not doing this. That's what's going on. Spirit is exposing this Okay, you're human. My ear is ringing like crazy. It says scamming, abuse of power, one-sided charity, brown noser. Oof. You know who you are. Brown noser. I don't know what that is. So all of you, there's people of color that they think that they're white, right? And you think being closer to whiteness or supporting a white supremacist or someone who you admire that makes money out of genocide and colonization and Zionism is going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's not. You can have a little bit of reward temporarily right now. It's not going to help you. You're being scammed. They're scamming you. And we're truth tellers and people who are dealing with the real situation of being scammed and not accepting abuse and atrocity and genocide anymore. We are exposing it for you so that you help us make it stop. And you're still making excuses. That's on you. We are done. I know I'm done. I don't know I keep saying it, but my goodness. My goodness. Our North Star is Palestine, Congo, and Sudan. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. I don't give a shit. Now, let me show you the three sides. Right, so the Eight of Swords in reverse. A lot of us, we are in that freedom. Freedom fighting, right? We are releasing information for you. Not only for ourselves, that we have acquired knowledge and wisdom from Spirit. Not to hoard that wisdom, not to hoard that knowledge, not to internalize it, not to be in joy when we know things that if we can do, can change and also not only help ourselves, but help others, right? Facing our fears. We're constantly facing our fears. The fear of being, a lot of things, a lot of fears that we don't comment and expose, like we're just continue going. But yes, there's the fear of that even through the fear. Anas el-Sharif was threatened multiple times, non-stop, to stop the talking and exposing the genocide. Non-stop. He will tell us. He will tell us that he's in danger. He needed protection. He knew he was targeted. They were targeting him. And he still did it anyways. He still decided, no, I will never. He said it. I'm not going to leave my country. I'm not going to leave my people. I'm their voice. I'm going to continue exposing what these abusive psychopaths are doing to my people, stealing from my people. They are the original indigenous there, right? He awakened. He decided to choose awakening humanity other than his own freedom and money. And I'm not saying anybody who leaves Gaza is that, because there are some people the Father God said, hey, you're not done yet. I need you to get out and expose it. Like Motaz. Motaz is getting so much hate that he didn't die in the fucking, what? That was divine. He is exposing everything in every channel and what do you mean? He's doing the work. He's supposed to be doing the work. That is the work. Because he started with exposing the camera and he was the one the Father God, yeah, so what? Everyone is in different mission. Every journalist is in different mission, but it's not okay. They didn't deserve to be murdered and like that. But the reason that we are showing you that there's 270 something journalists dead in Gaza for the past 2 years tells you all you need to know about these entity evil people who murdered them, who killed them. That still hasn't waken you up yet? I don't know what will. That's really it. You guys are, facing empowerment. A lot of you are empowered by those who are trapped in their mind. You know the clarity, truth, and justice, and you're willing to help other people not be stuck like this. Now, we have spiritual energy who thought that I will be doing the exact same thing as them, like this, imprisoning people in their mind, stay stuck in a relationship that they should not be, even though they say, no, we're helping you. You should get out of that relationship. Like I see it. You're doing it from the kindness of your heart. You're doing it in a good way. You're reading that energy. Okay, great. Maybe you're reading for the future. Who knows? Most of a tarot reading is to anticipate what's going to happen in the future. But a lot of you, Father God is telling you, you lack spiritual knowledge when you're not decolonizing. You cannot skip steps. It's great that you're giving these partners the knowledge that is going to happen for them once the system that is oppressing us is gone. You have to help with that. You have to help dismantling that so that partnership that you're reading for a lot of spiritual motherfuckers, that's it. You're supposed to be a spiritual gangster. Yes, outside of the status quo. And then you can come here with, your success and testimony and like you help this many. What do you mean? It's not just tarot reading. It's not just like healing and crystal healing and what's it called? The chakra, I don't know, whatever it is that you guys are using as a distraction to gain money, but also keep those people asleep that you're supposed to be awakened. You're expecting all of this, the system to work for you, but you're not meant to do any work, just enabling, trusted, and abuse, but because it's not affecting you, you're just going to continue. I'm just helping people, but, I'm taking money, I'm sustaining myself. I'm not normalizing that here. I'm not. But also, I'm not endorsing that we're supposed to work multiple 3,000 jobs in order to sustain ourselves, in order to come here. And no, that too. That also has to be abolished. We need to defund policing and all that. Yeah, crime hasn't been at all. It hasn't. The real criminals is the people who are in power right now, who are funding police. And you know what I'm saying. In tech to invade privacy and stuff like that, using AI for fucked up war crimes, invasion of privacy, that's illegal. Stalking, that's illegal, right? Like, what the hell? Faith, trust, surrender, patience. A lot of you, I get it. A lot of you, I surrender to God. God is going to help those people. God is I'm just gonna let it go. I'm hearing someone in the Christian community, we pray for Gaza. But they have the means, the capability, the money, the power, the community to make this stuff, but they don't do it. That's it. That for them is like, I pray. But they don't boycott. They don't talk about it. They don't use their community. They don't use it. Especially those who have large platform, talk about it. But you have the privilege to be in a media, that motherfucking shit that is feeding the propaganda, and you're not able to disrupt that propaganda like that guy did. Like, seriously. Blah, blah, blah. He knew he had BBC time sign. He's like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 free Palestine. Yeah. And that's it. Everybody's like, oh. And you awaken a bunch of people. And this is the biggest fear of the tech oligarch elites motherfuckers. Celebrities, this is why they lose job. They lose that guy who went on the pilot thing in France and said free Palestine, and they fire him right away. Meanwhile, France is saying, oh yeah, we're going to, we donated Canada. We donated to Gaza with performative aid boxes dropped from the air or something like that killed a bunch of people and created more chaos. Meanwhile, we have literally thousands and thousands of trucks full of food ready to come in, but it's blocked by Israel, it's blocked by their own society, their own communities, because they want Palestinians to starve, to die, so that they can take their land, so that they can take their wealth. That is destiny swapping. Israel, motherfucking demon, parasitic energy, Zionist, that's what it is. That is destiny swapping. That is taking the wealth, the liberation, the destiny of people. Because when you're murdering someone, you depriving that person from their destiny, from what they were supposed to be doing. That's taking their purpose. But these people are literally vocal about it. Extreme white supremacist. Zionism, that's what that is. It's racist as fuck. It's demonic. That's what capitalism induced with the Zionism or Catholic or anybody Muslim. That's fucked up. You're literally telling people that you have fucking demons in you. You're literally telling people that you're a psychological genocidal psychopath and that you're okay. As long as you make money, that's it. It's fine. That can continue happening. You can continue watching, because that's what you're watching. A lot of these people are watching those videos of those children being massacred in schools. That literally Palestinians are exposing it. They're exposing the evidence. That's evidence. I show in Telegram is evidence. It's concrete, hard, fact evidence from the source. The source that Father God is exposing a lot of you to get your humanity back, and you're not doing it. But you're blaming us for trying to get the humanity back of other people who should know, who deserve to know. But that bothers you because they're not watching you, your destruction, because they're not giving you views and likes for you, because they're not subscribing to your destruction. That bothers you. Not the actual genocide and stopping and the massacre and the killing of children, bombings. You also believe that bullshit that those oligarchs and politicians saying, especially the devil himself telling you that what you're seeing, it's made up, that it's AI, that it's made up. It's made up, huh? You know it's not. But you want to believe it because this motherfucker is white, is it? That's how filthy and vile your soul is. You don't have a soul or a heart if you believe this motherfucking Satan, who is Hitler himself, the same energy. It's satanic when you are okay with genocide. You're religious or not, spiritual or not, it is fucking evil to watch for 22 months people and justifying it. Have politicians that you know also that now you know that every time they say, oh, we support Israel to defend itself, you know that that is paid with your tax money. And they're willing to say it. You know that your tax money is giving money and funding the bombs that is being done for the Palestinians. Yeah, that's capitalism. You need to wake up to that reality. That's what I expose here. And if you're comfortable with that, that's on you. A lot of you, we're here healing trauma, healing our own trauma, because this is traumatic and PTSD. To see this is why we go to therapy. We have to spoke, because this is a form of also healing, because I cannot, no sane person can not cry for days or be depressed or have impotency, but also you overcome that impotency, that fear and doubt, and still show up even though you're not You're heartbroken as fuck, but you're transmuting alchemizing this because you know that other people don't have time for that, right? This is it. You are helping healing trauma for those, you're validating healing that trauma for those people when you're supposed to too. It's not all about you. Overcoming depression, forgiveness, letting go. That's my energy. Forgiving, not only all of this, a lot of us we're not forgetting, we're forgiving. It's a necessity now, right? Because we don't want to be bitter. We don't have rotten hearts, right? And also letting go of people they're way far gone. Their soul is way far gone. They're okay with distraction. They're okay with what they're doing. They're okay. We need to have boundaries and let that go. Now, a lot of you, it says indecision, overthinking, seeing the true inner turmoil. This is why I'm getting the pretend energy. This is the spiritual community that they're not, like, that is that decision. You talk about that also in your readings, right? Not making a decision is a decision itself. You talk about this with the divine masculine, divine feminine, or the masculine that doesn't make a decision for their feminine, right? It's the same energy. You already decided. You already taken your free will to be a capitalist endorser and funding genocide when you stay quiet and silent. That spiritual food that you're depriving, you're starving people, your community, of that knowledge because you decided to be in a karmic energy, capitalist, and overthinking. I don't feel like you guys are overthinking. I feel like this is what you project to other people to be in the overthinking energy so they don't look at you, right? You project to other people because you don't want them to look at you as that, or you don't want them to see you as guilty or that you feel any shame or stuff like that. Like you should be. Exactly. You're seeing the truth. This is, again, confirming what Father God said. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing it. And that's why a lot of you are causing a lot of inner turmoil. I know that you will show up because the pressure is going to be too intense. Like your heart will not be handling it. You cannot not stay like this forever. Yeah, own your own path. A lot of you own your own path. Take responsibility for your journey, making choices that align with your true self and purpose. Right? A lot of you, that's the excuse that you made for the spiritual thing. Oh, I'm not talking about those things because that's not honoring my path. And you're lying to yourself. The path, everything is connected. You can have all the things that you wish that you want. Once the system is good for everyone. Once there's equality and justice. And we secure, like, we save a lot of people that should not be dead. They should not be massacred. Yeah. You have this quiet strength. Use it. Find power in stillness, waiting for the right moment to act. Okay, a lot of you, that's the excuse, right? But a lot of you, Father God said, it's time to move. Adventure, right? Rooted in grace. Exactly. Forward, lightness. Face life's challenges with grace, maintaining inner stability and calm amidst change. We're not telling you to stop whatever it is that you're doing. You can continue doing it. But use your privilege and your platform to expose fucked up shit that has been hidden in the dark. Be the real light worker. I don't get it. See, can we start over? Have a second chance? For a lot of you, this person, now they're understanding that they have to use their privilege and stuff like that. Yeah, it says step by step. Follow the natural pace and gradually achieve your goals. It's not, I know, it's not going to happen right away, but a lot of you, you need to be working on this. Yeah, freedom again. We have freedom in different soulful presence, self-awareness. That's it. That's my energy. I'm here to create self-awareness and empower people with their real wisdom, not get trapped and programmed and controlled by the propaganda shit. And then I'm not saying that you don't have to do what you love to do and that you're be successful before and then it's working for you. That's great. But listen to your intuition and your instinct and trust that it's telling you you're supposed to use your platform now to end genocide. Sanctuary Israel. Empower your communities to revolt. to protest, to save themselves and their communities, to help with the stopping of climate change. Or we're not going to be longer here to give the spiritual knowledge. What spiritual knowledge are you going to give? To who? To people who don't exist, who are being murdered and killed and wiped out by even climate change and nature and stuff like that? What delusional world are you trying to build? That's why that's why I don't understand. Why are you trying to build? Just yourself? Just your own self, your own money, your own greed, and you're just like the elite. And I'm sorry, I have to be humble and ask a lot of you want to humble me? You're not humble at all. You consider someone humble and going through atrocities and stuff like that. You consider that low vibration. Being humble and speaking the truth and clarity and justice, trying to end abuse, it's not humble enough for you? Shit, damn. I'm done with this. I hope this is helpful for someone. Continue being the start. King of Pentacles. See, Page of Swords came out. This is it. Energetic, talkative, vigilant, use your head. A lot of you, you're using your head, but you're using critical thinking, emotional intelligence. You're using your heart as well. It's not just your head. This is what you're using. That's it. Divine Masculine is those journalists. They're showing what divine masculine is. And a lot of you, you're not doing that. You're fucking pretending as well. So a lot of fucking karmic masculinity here. Fucking fake as fuck. That's why a lot of too, the elites and they need to real masculinity? Hell no. Because they're not real masculine. They're fucking cowards. Low dick energy, fucking full of diseases and fucking cursed as fuck. Their money is cursed. Everything is cursed. They don't make money out of this is just stealing. A lot of you, from people who have that presence, connect with your inner self. Live in the present and stand firm in your beliefs. Release your shackles and pursue personal freedom. But freedom not just for yourself, for everybody else. That's the energy. It's coming. Inshallah, glory be to God. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. Sudan and Congo. But that's because of this. Because a lot of us who did everything, we risked everything to expose the real self-awareness. To help you self-aware. To look in the mirror and say, to question that. If I'm going through that, what would I do about it? Would I allow that to happen, to continue? Understand your inner needs and true feelings. A lot of you, it's being blocked completely. Intentionally or unintentionally. Consciously or unconsciously. But you're understanding. Even through you're grabbing that sword. You're gonna, even if you're a young spirit and stuff like that, you're like, no. Even if I'm a small person, if I don't have a large platform, I'm still gonna continue. The lovers keep saying, Father God keeps saying, focus on the love and the healing. Don't care so much about what you're going to get, the likes or attribute. A lot of you, has never been about that. This is why Father God trusts you with this inner wisdom, with the spiritual wisdom. This is why. This is why those who are faking it around here, they can't stand it. They don't get the same energy. They don't get the same God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hope, faith, rejuvenation, and spirituality came up I don't know how many times. Trust your journey. That's all I'm here to. I'm just the messenger here. Yeah, there is the protection provider, successful, wealthy, but not wealth out of other people's suffering. That's what we're breaking. That's the shackles that we're breaking. Slavery. That's what we're doing. And if you're not doing that, you're not doing the real spirituality. You're fucking faking it as fuck. And we're done with giving our energy and our time for that shit. It's time to, we're letting go of that. If you want the real tarot reading, energy, and exposure, go follow my Telegram, my Gene broadcast. Whenever I come here, I'll bring you the spiritual jewels that he wants you to do. A lot of you, someone wants to start a family with you. I want to start a family with you. 10 could be significant. If this person doesn't come with the energy that they're against a system that oppresses them or oppresses other people from building this family, that's not your person. Let's just make that clear. I don't give a shit if the system doesn't care, it doesn't benefit me from saying that. I'm telling you, if this person, it's not having this energy, They can think about you. They can listen to the guidance. They can, you know what I'm saying? But if they're not in the energy of risking everything they can, not only to build a family with you, you can build families and still be in the resistant energy. I've seen so many families right now protesting with their children. And those I consider real divine energy. They don't need the YouTube and escalate and the making money online and stuff like that, or the bullshit millionaires. They don't need to be millionaires for that. There's a lot of people working class, struggling as fuck, dealing with massive shit, either when a couple or single, and they don't have anything, but they give everything to other people who need it. And that makes people uncomfortable. Fuck off. I don't give a fuck. A lot of you, this person wants to hold you for what? Do you think about me too? Are they following the guidance? Did they lost it in spiritual inheritance? They lost it when they're supporting genocide. They lost it when they're silent and complicit. I'm keeping it fucking for real for a lot of y'all. Twin flame or not twin flame, you can wish your twin flame to overcome. You can wish them well. You can pray. You can love people from afar. But if they're not, says share the wisdom and experiences of the past, passing them to the future. Because that's what the past is. It's just knowledge and wisdom so it doesn't repeat again. Any karmic situation, any mistakes, if they're not doing that, they're not your person. And why they need to hold you for? To steal, to siphon energy, to get their spiritual food, to steal it from you without your consent for some of you? With love bombing and showing you that they care, right? But they watch you in the background. This is someone who watched you suffer, eh? They watch you suffer. They watch you go through so many fucking bullshit. They went through some stuff too. Absolutely, yeah. Betrayal. This is someone for a lot of you betray you because you speak the truth, because you're connected to source, right? A lot of you, they have become that, but they have to hold them accountable, right? There's a 10 of swords, betrayal, not only for you, but other people. They have slowed down people. They have slowed down the movement. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Father Goddess keeps telling you. Everyone who's silent right now, who is not standing up for against genocide, you're slowing the movement and you're slowing your own blessings. You're blocking your own blessings, your own empowerment. And the oligarchs and tech people know it. And they think it's hilarious that you put them on a pedestal, the people who are stealing from you and abuse you and are sadists towards you. And you defend them. Yeah, I'm speaking to the police force. You defend these motherfuckers. They laugh behind your back. They know that you lack this. They know that you're this. When you're supposed to be like this, defeating them, overcoming them. But you're like this, and they're like this. Slowing you down, backstabbing you multiple times, taking from you, taking your spiritual wealth, all your wealth. That's what the capitalism is. And we have the police that's supposed to be defending the people, righteousness, having emotional intelligence, educating themselves, using the star, which is protection, in the right way, not to slow down people, not to murder and kill people. You're not supposed to be doing that. People who speak the truth as well, right? Yeah, that's betrayal. Order defeat, breakdown. Someone's in rock bottom. Someone hit rock bottom for trying to, yeah, it says protective, conservative, patient, tentative. Conservative people aren't going nowhere. They're slowed down as fuck. They're getting everything that they have dished out. Everything. These are people who acquire this. Tyranny, rigidity, coldness, immaturity. This is uncaring, repressed. Some of them anxious. They don't give a fuck. Overly emotional. A lot of you, they could be saying that about you, or this is their wish or their projection that they wish all the divine feminines, who, this is why the system needs to go, because patriarchy is not helpful for feminine. Any feminine. I don't care what color or race or religion you are. It doesn't benefit you. This, it's not healthy for anyone. But now they're trying to murder and kill people who are in this energy. And they don't necessarily need to have a lot of income, finances and stuff like that. When they're in this energy, they're very powerful. Very. They can sustain themselves. They can maintain themselves. They know how to survive without the idealization of money. A lot of you, justice is in your energy. This King of Swords energy, a lot of you, the truth is going to bring a lot of, you're planting the right seeds. Someone, it's learning. A lot of you, Archangel Michael is right beside you. A lot of you, you're married to your own self. Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. You don't need anybody. You want someone there, sure. But you're not in that seeking of like, oh, I need to have someone because I'm lonely, or you're not in that energy. You're okay with the Two of Cups energy. Sees harmony, soulmates, partnership, union. You're in union within yourself. A lot of you, there's people not happy about that you're celebrating, but they're in, a lot of you rejected. Some of you, they're rejecting a third party that put them in that energy in reverse. Now they're here. This cycle is over and they're looking for the future, their happiness. Some of you, it's you. A lot of you, you're standing your truth. You're happy, enjoy. You're helping not just your person, your partner, whoever prayed for you. I'm so grateful. Whoever, this is not about me, but I'm grateful that you pray, man. Like, this world is fucked. Some of you, you're focused on work and dealing with abandonment or dealing with poverty and homelessness and stuff like that. For some of you, all this of you, they wish that on you. Now they're going to experience that. There's 3 people. A lot of you, you're connected to spirit. 3 of Pentacles. You're not. Some of you, people think that you are, or assuming or something like that. You're not. You're working your ass off because you want everyone in this way. You're not working for yourself. That's it. You're not. There's making people mad. Yeah. This, you're going forward. And a lot of people are staying behind, stuck in illusion, stuck in not going through this ego death or ending certain things, certain fucked up shit. See, in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse. Nasty, impulsive, abusive, temperamental. That. Not ending that. That's the Tower moment for a lot of you. This is what they don't want to hear. Anyways, I love you. I hope this helped. Continue exposing. You know where to find me if you need me. I will be, as always, in Telegram and exposing the truth that needs to be exposed. I'm not going to stay quiet. I'm not going to allow continue. I want a system to change, and I'm going to be the contributor and the catalyst of that, whether people fucking like it or not. And that's about it. Energy, anger is sacred, and especially when it comes to the energy that we need to resist people keeping us not empathetic. You need to fight for this. If you find yourself in a situation that you have to fight, yeah, Spirit of Earth. That's our spirit. Fight for humanity and our planet. We have fucking psycho real monsters right now threatened by having empathy. That's a system that should not exist. You should care about other people. You should not murder. You should not, all the 10 commandments. The 7 of Cups keeps, yeah, thank you, Spirit. The 7 deadly sins. Some of you, you're stuck in this energy. The 7 deadly sins. Lost, that's what keeps the satanic capitalism sustained. Yeah, and then it's mass as opportunities that you will get. The vanity, the illusion, making the fucked up decisions that is going to fuck you over. Study the 7 deadly sins because it's happening. It's not just in hellfire or purgatory. It's happening right now. Father God is like literally exposing. Stay in this energy. 19, Capitaneva says, have faith. You are supported. 19, again, faith, healing, growth. Go to this transformation, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Okay? Yes, look at that. Creative fire. Look at that. Oh my God. That image could be significant for some of you. Look at that. Ooh, Venus energy. Glory be to God. Wow. Nothing is more powerful than Father God, our Creator. Nothing. You need to believe that. Just like you're seeing that the world and all that, the empire is going to fall. It is falling, but we're witnessing the death of that. But you also need to understand, you need to protect it. You need to support others. You need to be there for others, not just for yourself. It says creative fire. Reveal your creative talent for an inspired life. So this is not you're not created just for yourself, for your own money, for your own greed, for your own, it's for others. Stop doing shit for money, for greed. Focus on this. That's where my energy is. I'm not going to allow my community to stay stuck in a really selfish energy. I want you guys to wake up and to help other people. Please make sure you share any families in Gaza. Educate yourself about Congo and Sudan. Expose videos or anything that you find is heavily being suppressed and censored. This is why I literally take my reading energy, post the videos, expose it. Go check out my TikTok that reposts as well. Come on, help us out here. I love you. I hope this helped. Continue. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan. We need to make that like a constant daily. It's like water. We drink water. That's it. It should be natural to build empathy, to build freedom for everybody. It should be natural to build equality. It should be natural to build sustainable systems. That's it. That's all. Period. That's what God is asking of you. If you're not doing that, you're not learning the assignment. Get to it. You're going to need it. If not, you're fucked. And nobody's going to be there to help you because you didn't help anybody. Oh, yeah. That one's going to hurt because we know. Especially all of you who are on social media for bullshit cacalacas, posting vacation, food, and foodies and stuff like that, or any other bullshit that is not tarot, for example. And you gain followers, subscriber, views, and all of that, all this through these 2 years. What is your excuse now? What is your justification? For a lot of you, when I see that, I just block. I'm not entertaining. I block so many celebrities, all their girls. See, they don't want me. I block all the tech company. They should not have access to my energy. I don't want to read their energy. I will not. I refuse. That's a boundary. But I will expose them. Yeah, I will expose their evil. And I will demand that they be put in the Hague, and I will demand the justice, and I will demand the equality and freedom for those people that, yeah, it's called reparation, reconciliation, but the real wealth be given back, the real land back, do you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's my energy. I love you. See you next time.